At the 2023 Diamond League Doha meeting, the women's 100-meter dash was one of the most exciting races that we have seen in 2023 so far. Finishing in first place was Sha'Carri Richardson in 10.76, finishing in second was Shericka Jackson in 10.85, and finishing in third was Dina Asher-Smith in 10.98 seconds. This field was stacked with talent from the very beginning, and it only made sense that a very fast time was what was ultimately required to win this race. However, something completely unforeseen also took place in this race. For this Diamond League meeting, Steiner finished in 11.19 seconds, which was actually the exact same time to the 100th of a second as Melissa Jefferson. However, she did ultimately finish a few thousandths of a second behind, finishing this race in last place. Now, this finishing time for a 100-meter dash is by no means a bad time. However, for Abby Steiner, during this stage of her season, you could argue that this is definitely not where she could be, and especially when you compare it to her time last season, when she had already broken 11 seconds easily in the 100-meter dash. At the start, it didn't seem as though she was that far behind, and unlike her previous races where she shows amazing strength and closes very, very quickly, she never quite got to that top-tier speed, fading pretty badly over the final 30 meters. Now, it is one thing to say that Abby Steiner is training slowly and methodically, building up slowly to this year's World Championship season, where she very likely could showcase great results. However, 11.19 with a positive wind in an event where multiple athletes went under 11 seconds is quite the gap from first place, and it does put Abby Steiner in a very interesting situation, because last season, again, she was running very quickly. By the beginning of May in 2022, she had already run a 22.09 for the indoor 200, and she had run a 10.92 for the outdoor 100. With a significantly slower start than last year's season, Abby Steiner's 2023 outdoor campaign doesn't really seem to be taking off like many people thought it would. And at this point in the season, many people are asking, is Abby Steiner in trouble? Does she have what it takes to qualify for the World Championships this season? And will we see her run like she did last year, where she broke 11 seconds and also 22 seconds in the 200? Now, one thing that I think could be playing a significant role in Abby Steiner's current situation is the fact that this is her first season as a professional athlete. Remember that last season, she was still running in college with the University of Kentucky, where she had a very organized team, she had a lot of familiarity, she more or less knew how her season would progress, given that she had done that for the previous 3 years. However, 2023 is a completely different ballgame, and even though she isn't quite running where she wants to right now, I would imagine that she will find her form over the next few weeks. And even though she did finish in last place in this year's Diamond League meeting in Doha, Qatar, I think that great times are just around the corner. In fact, she is almost guaranteed to throw down much more fast times this season, because this year's indoor season really was quite impressive, breaking the American record in the indoor 300, running a 50.5 for the indoor 400. And let's also not forget what she did in this year's Texas Relays, running a time of 9.94 seconds for her second leg split. There is true reason for concern for Abby Steiner right now. In fact, it makes perfect sense. Seeing her finish in last place was a very foreign concept, as most people are familiar with her finishing at least in the top 3. However, even though this 100-meter dash was certainly quite the ways away from where she wanted to run, I think she will soon break 11 seconds in the 100 and probably run under 22 seconds for the 200-meter dash as well. And now I want to hear from all of you. What do you think Abby Steiner is set to do in 2023? Do you think she'll break 11 in the 100? Do you think she'll have another incredible season in the 200 meters? Where do you think she'll perform, and will she make it to this year's World Championships? Leave your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and as always, until next time.